Hi, I'm Rochelle Travers, and this is the Standard's Tech and Science Daily. Coming up, experts call for action against biased medical devices. Now, let's get into it. Airbnb is introducing a worldwide ban on security cameras inside rental properties from the end of next month. The online rental platform had previously allowed the use of indoor security cameras in common areas, like hallways and living rooms, as long as the locations of the cameras were disclosed on the listings pages. Under the new policy, hosts will still be allowed to use doorbell cameras and noise decibel monitors, which are only allowed in common spaces as long as the location and presence of the devices are disclosed. Some Airbnb guests have previously reported finding hidden cameras in their rentals, and as a result, many of them voiced concerns. The highly controversial social media influencer Andrew Tate and his brother have been detained in Romania after an arrest warrant was issued by the UK. Andrew and his brother Tristan face charges dating back to 2012 to 2015. The siblings are charged with rape, human trafficking, and forming a criminal gang to sexually exploit women in a separate case in Romania after being arrested in the country's capital in December 2022 alongside two Romanian women. They all deny the allegations. The representative said the pair are due before the Bucharest Court of Appeal today for a decision on whether the warrant should be executed. Experts are calling for action on medical devices that are prone to unfair biases to prevent harm to ethnic minorities and women. A report details the findings of the Independent Review of Equity in Medical Devices, which looked at the extent and impact of unfair biases in the performance of equipment commonly used in the NHS. The panel found evidence that blood oxygen monitors, which were widely used during the COVID-19 pandemic, can overestimate the amount of oxygen in the blood of people with darker skin tones, which could lead to delays in treatment if dangerously low levels were missed. On AI-enabled devices, the review found evidence of potential biases against women, as well as ethnic minority and disadvantaged socio-economic groups. It highlights potential underdiagnosis of skin cancers for people with darker skin when using AI-enabled devices, and a long-standing problem of underdiagnosis of heart conditions in women, which AI algorithms in medical devices could make worse. The bird flu virus has been found in king penguins near Antarctica. The UK's Animal and Plant Health Agency has tested for the H5N1 virus on the island of South Georgia since several brown skuas were found dead there in October. Earlier this year, experts found the virus in elephant and fur seals, and it spread to Antarctic terns and wandering albatrosses. It has now been discovered in 5 king penguins on the southern coast of South Georgia and 5 Gentoo penguins from nearby Bird Island. Scientists say while cases are localised, there are concerns the virus could spread in winter when penguins huddle together to breed. Looks like piercings have been around for much longer than we previously thought. Archaeologists from Ankara University in Turkey have recently discovered more than 100 pieces of jewellery in adult burials at an excavation site, also in Turkey, dating back around 11,000 years. Analysis of the piercings, of which only 85 were complete, revealed they were made of limestone, obsidian or river pebbles, and were found near the ears and chins of the skeletons, and their varying shapes and sizes suggest they were made for both ear and lower lip piercings. However, as only adults were found with the piercings, the researchers suggest the jewellery had social significance, such as marking a rite of passage, signifying a person has reached maturity. Now, a man in the US with a history of eating undercooked bacon has been found to have a parasitic worm infecting his brain. A study published in the American Journal of Case Reports details a 52-year-old man with a history of migraines who went to the doctor as his headaches became more frequent and severe. X-ray scans revealed cysts in the front and middle part of his brain's outer layer, which led to doctors confirming that he had neurocysticercosis, which occurs when cysts of the tapeworm Taenia solium, known as the pork tapeworm, embed within the nervous system. Humans typically become infected with this when they ingest water or food contaminated with the parasite. Doctors suspect that the patient may have got infected by the tapeworm infection due to his eating habits, which included eating undercooked bacon, and by not properly washing his hands after using the bathroom. The patient survived the infection following treatment. Let's go to the ads. Coming up, the mashup no one saw coming, Grand Theft Auto Hamlet. To stay up to date with all the latest tech and science news, just hit follow during the break. Welcome back. Shells from Captain Cook's third voyage that were thought to be lost for 40 years have been saved from a skip. The 18th century shell collection from Captain James Cook's third and final voyage contains more than 200 specimens, including an extinct species. The items had been accidentally thrown out by a university, but were rescued from a skip by a retired scientist. They have now been donated to English Heritage and returned to the museum, Chester's Roman Fort and Museum in Northumberland, where they will go on public display for the first time in more than 100 years. And finally, to game or not to game? That is the question. A new documentary called Grand Theft Hamlet may very well be the strangest Shakespeare adaptation of all time. It's a film about two British actors who were left jobless at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, so they decided to put on a live stream production of Hamlet in Grand Theft Auto Online. The doc was shot entirely in-game and, as you can imagine, features some interesting juxtapositions when helicopters and shootouts interrupt the classic dialogue. Grand Theft Auto premiered at South by Southwest 2024 Festival to positive reviews and is currently seeking distribution. You're up to date. Come back at 4 p.m. for the Standard podcast for all the latest news and analysis. Tech and Science Daily will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. See you then.